Alright, hello and welcome back. This video covers the Activity 10, Loan versus Lease practice. Alright, question 1, it says Adam is considering getting a new car that's worth $31,750. The car will be worth $22,150 in 3 years. Part A, if the bank offers Adam a 3-year loan with a 4.99% APR, what will be his monthly payments? All right, so we're going to be putting all of this into the TVM calculator. So let's write down everything that we need. We need N. N is 12 months times 3 years. The interest rate is 4.9. The present value is the price of the car. That's $31,750. And make sure you put that in as positive this time, because this is not money coming from your pocket. So this is positive. Your payment is going to be 0 with a question mark. This is what you're solving for later. The future value is 0 because at the end, when you pay this off at the end, you will have a balance of 0. And then since we're doing it monthly, both PY and CY are 12. The other thing is when you're doing payments for a car, you're paying at the end of the cycle, so you want this to be on end. And then when you put it in your calculator, you get your final answer. So your payment is $951.43. All right, question B. What will be the total cost for the 3-year loan option? Now there is a formula for this. The total cost is the payment times the number of payments. So payment times N plus your down payment and then minus the value of the car at the end of the loan. All right, the payment is the $951.43, and then you're making 36 payments, so $951.43 times 36, and we do not have a down payment, so that's going to be plus 0, and it does say that the value of the car is the $22,150 up here, so you're subtracting the $22,150. All right, when you put that in your calculator, you're going to get $12,101.48. Okay, part C. If Adam instead chooses a 3-year lease to purchase with a 2.49 APR and a walkaway fee of $300, what will be his monthly payments? All right, well, first we need to figure out the N. We're going to be putting this in the TVN calculator, so N is 12 months times 3 years. Next, we'll figure out our interest rate that was given at 2.49. Our present value is $31,750. That is the price of the car. And then the payment is going to be 0 with question marks because this is what we are looking for. The future value is going to be the value of the car at the end of the 3 years. That is negative $22,150. It's negative because you are returning the car, so you are losing the potential value that the car is worth. So that's negative $22,150. And both PY and CY are 12 because it is monthly. You want to keep your calculator on end, and when you put that in the calculator, you get $322.99. All right, for question D, it says, what will be the total cost for the 3-year lease option if Adam walks away for the lease to purchase? All right, well, to figure that out, the total cost is going to be your monthly payments times the number of payments plus the walkaway fee. The payments, monthly payments, was $322.99, and you're paying it for 36 months, so times 36. And then you pay a walkaway fee of $300, and that calculates to be $11,927.64. All right, here's question number 2. It says, Kari wants to purchase a new car that costs $21,350. She can either get a 5-year loan with 3.5% APR compounded monthly, or a 5-year lease purchase with 1.5% APR, that's compounded monthly, and a $100 fee for walking away at the end of the lease. After 5 years, Kari's car will be worth $10,850. Question A, what is the monthly payment for the loan amount, or the loan option? And then what is the total cost of the loan? All right, so in order to find the monthly payment, we need to use our TVM calculator. And so N is going to be 12 months times 5 years. I is the interest rate of 3.5. The present value is the value of the car, the price of the car, that's $21,350. The payment is 0 with question marks because that's what we're looking for. Your future value is going to be 0 because when you pay off the loan, the value will be 0. And both PY and CY are 12 because it's monthly. When you put that into your TVM calculator, you will get your payment. You need to make sure that it says end, not beginning, end, because we're making car payments at the end of the cycle. And then your payment will be $388.39. Now it says, what is the total cost of the loan? So to get the total cost, you multiply your monthly payments times 60, because you're making 60 payments altogether, plus any down payment, and in this case the down payment is 0. And then you subtract the value of the car at the end of the loan. That's $10,850. So when you calculate all of this, we get our total cost at $12,453.40. All right, now this is part B. It says, what is the monthly payment for the lease purchase option? And what is the total cost for the lease purchase? All right, well, we'll still use our TVM calculator. This time, we're still making 12 monthly payments for 5 years, so N is 12 times 5. The interest rate for the lease purchase is 1.5. The present value is still the price of the car at $21,350. The payment is 0 with question marks because we're solving for it. The future value is the amount at the end of the loan. What is the car worth at the end of the loan? Now, let me explain why that's negative $10,850. You see, you're turning the car in, and therefore you lose out on being able to sell the car for that amount of money. So that's why the future value is negative $10,850, because that's a potential loss to you. The PY and CY is 12, and your calculator should say end. All right, when you put this into the TVM solver, you're going to get your payment, and your payment's going to be $195.32. Now let's calculate the total cost of the lease purchase. The total cost is going to be your monthly payment times 60, because you're paying it 60 times, plus you're paying a $100 fee to walk away from the lease agreement. So 193.32 times 60 plus 100, and you get your total cost, which is $11,819.20. All right, in part C it says, which financing option do you recommend for Kari and why? Well, there's two possible answers. Answer one is, if you're going for just a smaller cost overall, you're going to say that the lease is better. You want to go with the lease because it has lower payments, lower monthly payments, and a lower total cost. However, With the lease, you're turning in the vehicle, so you no longer have a car at the end of the payments. So if you want to keep your car, then your answer might be answer number 2. You want to go with the loan because Kari can keep the car after paying off the loan, and the total cost isn't that much more. So either answer 1 or answer 2 is correct, depending on how you look at it. All right, here's number 3. Christy wants to buy a new convertible. It's worth $43,590. She's trying to decide between obtaining a 6-year car loan at 3.7% paid monthly or leasing the car for 6 years, and our payments would be $500. If she gets the loan, Christy can sell her car for $18,950 at the end of 6 years. Which option costs Christy less money at the end of the 6 years? All right, so we're going to calculate the loan, and we're going to put the information in for the TVM solver. And here's everything we need. We're paying 12 months a year for 6 years, so 12 times 6. The interest rate is 3.7. The present value is the price of the car, which is $43,590. Payments is 0 because we're having to solve for the payment. Future value is 0 because we're paying off the loan completely. And both PY and CY are 12 because it's monthly. And we're going to make sure that we have end selected. Then we're going to put this in our calculator, and our calculator is going to give us a payment of $676.03. Okay, so you can kind of zoom in on that. All right, so that is our payment. Now that we have our payment, we can calculate the total loan cost, and that is taking our monthly payment of $676.03 times 72 months. That's how many months is in 6 years. Plus 0, because that's our down payment. If there was a down payment, you would add it here. And then you subtract the amount that you can sell the car for. That's the value of the car at the end of the loan, $18,950. When you put this in the calculator, you're going to get a total loan cost of $29,724.16. The next step would be to calculate the total cost for the lease. Now it says the lease payments are going to be $500. You're paying that for 6 years, so that would be 72 months altogether. So 500 times 72 plus 0, and that 0 is any fee to walk away from the loan. Well, it doesn't mention a fee here, so we're assuming that's 0. So when you put that in your calculator, you get a total lease cost of $36,000. Now the final question is, which option is less? Well, obviously this $29,000 is less than the $36,000, and that is the loan option. So the loan option costs less money. All right, here's question 4. It says, assuming the car you want to purchase costs $16,700, does a car loan for 5 years at 4.2% annual interest compounded monthly cost more or less than a 5-year lease with a $2,000 down payment and a $200 monthly payment? Keep in mind that you can sell your purchased car for $5,000 after you have paid it off. All right, so when we calculate everything for the loan, we're going to put everything into the TVM solver. So let's write down everything we need. For the loan, you need N, which is 12 months for 5 years, so 12 times 5. The interest rate is 4.2%. The present value is the price of the car. That's $16,750. The payment is 0 with question mark because we need to solve for the payment. The future value is 0 because when you pay off the loan, you have $0 left. And both PY and CY are 12 because it's monthly. And you want your calculator to be set at end. All right, and again, when you put this in the calculator, again, you want to make sure that it says end because car payments are made at the end of the cycle. And then you're solving for your payment. And your payment will be $309.99. Now we need to calculate the total cost of the loan. To calculate the total cost, you take your payments, which is $309.99, times 60 months, because you're paying it off in 60 months, plus any down payment that you have. Well, in this case, we don't have a down payment, so we'll say 0. And then you subtract the amount that the car is worth, because you could actually sell the car for $5,000. So you minus that $5,000. And when you put all of that in the calculator, you get a loan total cost of $13,599.40. All right, now we're calculating the total cost for the lease. To calculate the total cost for the lease, you take the payments, and it says the payment for the lease was $200 times 60 months, plus you have a down payment of $2,000 for the lease, so you add the $2,000, plus you add any costs for walking away from the loan at the end. Well, this had a 0 cost for walking away, so we put 0 there. So 200 times 60 plus 2,000 gives you a total lease cost of $14,000. Finally, the question is which loan or which option costs the least, and it is the loan option. Loan option is at a little over $13,000, whereas the lease option is $14,000. So the loan costs about $400 less. All right, question 5. Carl wants to purchase a new car for $29,500. He chooses a 5-year lease purchase with 1.4% APR compounded monthly and a $600 fee for walking away at the end of the lease. After 5 years, the car will be worth $13,200. What is the amount of the payment? All right, we're going to use our TVM solver, so let's figure out what we need. N is 12 months for 5 years, so 12 times 5. The interest rate is 1.4. The present value is the cost of the car, which is $29,500. The payment is what we're calculating, so that's going to be 0 with question marks. And the future value is negative $13,200. Now let me explain that. The reason why it is negative is because at the end of this lease, you are turning the car back in. Now the car is worth $13,200. If you were able to keep the car, you could actually sell it for $13,200. But because you're turning the car back in, you are losing that potential. So you're losing $13,200, and that's why it's negative. All right, both PY and CY are 12 because it is monthly, and make sure your calculator is set to end. All right, so then in your calculator, you just put this into the TVM solver, and your payment comes out to be $296.84. All right, and that is the end of this question, and also the end of this loan versus lease activity.